we think are sufficient to pay the reimbursable project costs. Within those districts, there are two community improvement districts and a transportation development district that were produced to form additional revenues. That was in Project 3. And then 1A, 3, and 4, it's our opinion they are developing and making satisfactory progress. So then we look at Project 2, so that's the movie theater site, so the northeast corner there. Obviously, I have the movie theaters, restaurants, fast food, the grocery store, and convenience stores. Started in 2012. The last building went in 2022. And again, on these, you got total project costs and then the reimbursable project costs there. Again, nothing, not anticipating, but. And when you look at that for those projects, the right-hand column is kind of where we're at percentage-wise of what we thought at completion they would be. So are heading in the right direction for those as far as performance. And similar to the last one, this is kind of the same kind of language for that plan. The thing to take away from it is we do feel like it has made satisfactory progress and is meeting or exceeding expectations at this time. So when you do these 5-year check-ins, that's what you want is to have things looking in a good direction there. You don't want the, oh no, it's not performing at all, and all the assumptions that were made were incorrect. So we are in good shape in these, which is definitely a good position to be in.
Anyone have any questions? All right. As is a public hearing, I will open it up for comments or questions from the audience. Anyone wishes to address the board on this public hearing? All right. Seeing none, we'll close out public hearing. Next public hearing is Grand Valley Marketplace TIF Plan Project 2.
So we incorporated that into one presentation there. That was
I got to open up I didn't name the right one.
Well, then we'll.
So I'll open up this public hearing, Project 2, in case anyone wants to speak about that one. Okay, seeing none. We have Project 10.
No, we stopped at 4.
All right, that's it for public hearings then. Next up will be resolution. First up is the only resolution, R25-54. It's a resolution by the Board of Aldermen approving the 2026 wage scales for officers and sergeants in accordance with the approved labor agreements.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve resolution R25-54.
I got a motion from Alderman Knox to approve resolution R25-54. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Mayor, members of the board, as you know, we are in we do have 2 bargaining units within the police department. We have one for sergeants, one for officers. And as part of the agreement that we are in now, the contract is for 3 years, but it's an annual wage reopener. So what you have attached in here is the wage scale for both officers and sergeants. This will just be for the 2026 year. So we will reopen it again in 2026 for 2027 budget year. So what is in there is shown in the budget that you're be asked to approve in the ordinances.
Questions or discussion?
Is the actual pay scale, the format of the pay scale, like the steps in it, are those negotiated at that time as well, or is that negotiated through the actual is it triennial?
Yeah, the wages are what's negotiated. So that's the format for it, with the steps.
I understand that, but like the actual pay scale, when let's say an officer is making $26 an hour, when he actually moves to $27 an hour, just given ballpark numbers. Like when are we able to fix the pay scale? Like, so there's not any. I know the one issues they were having is like there was overlap between sergeants and officers that the pay gap shouldn't have been there, or should be there, but it's not there. And I know that there was interest within the department that they wanted to get that fixed.
Yeah, so I mean, on a yearly basis, basically we go in and look at what is there. What you have for this resolution is what was agreed to for 2026. With the idea that every year that comes up, that's something that we've got to look at and look at what resources are there to be able to make additional adjustments.
Okay, so just a follow-up question, like for 2027, when would the appropriate time be to have all that squared away and have that presented for the city? like a
mean,
a proposed pay scale, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, it would be about the same as we did for this year. It's when we get into the budget cycle,
When does that start?
after mid-year.
Okay.
But we get into the actual, like, probably October-ish is when we have the early October, late September is when stuff really starts to come together. We start to try to pull together numbers, just budget as a whole, just so the board knows. Obviously, we're on a calendar year, so after we get through the 6-month part is when we try to start looking at things. Some of the big factors that make that a little more difficult are things like sales tax, because we actually see that on a 2-month back schedule. So what we get in July is typically from May, so we haven't, say new things come in, that's not really recognized until 2 months later is when we would actually start to see the change in that kind of thing.
Okay.
And then property taxes, the same.
I say
knowing
we're kind of
exactly
relying
how
on the
that is,
county to
but-
get the numbers to us to know what that looks like.
Yeah. So typically we get the last one of those. I mean, that's what's approved in the end of. We have to have it in by the end of September. What the levy's going to be on the property tax side,
Okay.
which obviously is a big funder of the general fund.
I believe what Kyle's asking, forgive me if I took you wrong, but we've always done the budget and then tried to figure out the police salaries out of what's left, rather than try to figure the police salaries out first. and
Yeah. So the
then
way,
start.
Well, because essentially what we have right now is like there's a compression issue with the pay scale, and every time we approve the budget, it's like you said, like we're trying to play catch up on it instead of just fixing the problem. I feel like we're just pushing the problem down the road and like talking about like, well, we'll get it next year. And
yeah. So on the method that we've always used for that in budget cycle. So when I say we go through that, so for any employee, the last thing we look at is the salary side of it. So we basically try to figure out how much revenue we think we're going to have for the next calendar year. And then you look at all the operational expenses that we just have to have. So whether that's projects or, equipment or just contracts that we're already in. And then you basically have that, you have the revenues and you have those expenditures, and then it's looking at, what's left to be able to make those additional changes. And so the idea is, at that point, that's when the board kind of decides what direction we want to go with salaries. That's why we typically don't, on the staff side, we don't, we tell you how much it would cost to do these things.
Right.
But it's ultimately, up to the board to decide that. But that's those 3 months or whatever that we sit there and work on budget. It's literally the kind of more of the nuts and bolts, like the things we think we need to just operate on a daily basis, compared to the revenues that we think we're going to get in.
Okay, so would it be more beneficial for like if the FLP came into you guys and with the proposed like pay scale that fixed their compression at the very beginning of this whole process, and then that way, like whenever you get to that step, you're ready to go for trying to implement something or negotiate a compromise?
Yeah, so I mean, I think not even this isn't the platform to do any kind of collective bargaining type things, but in general, any of these things, I mean, that's what we take in whatever, whether it's a wish list of whether it's automobiles or
Right.
positions or any of that, take all that stuff in. But at the end of the day, you still have to make sure that you can even afford the stuff to just keep going.
Correct.
And then basically, then you make that choice of what are the other options that, you want to move forward with, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Additional discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Alright, that's it for resolutions. Up next will be ordinances.
This will be the second reading of Bill Number B 25-19. This is an ordinance approving the 2026 fiscal year budget and comprehensive fee schedule of the City of Grain Valley, Missouri.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we accept the second reading of Bill Number B 25-19 and approve it as ordinance number 2480.
A motion by Alderman Myers to approve Bill B 25-19 for its second reading, making it ordinance 2480. Do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Sold. Any discussion? All right, seeing none, this will be roll call.
Alderman Knox,
Yes.
Alderman Myers,
Yes.
Alderman Lindbergh Gardner,
Yes.
Alderman Sol.
Yes.
Okay, it's 4-0. This will be the first reading of Bill Number B25-20. This is an ordinance amending the budget of the City of Grain Valley, Missouri for the fiscal year 2025.
I move that we accept the first reading of bill number B25-20 and bring it back for its second reading by title only.
Motion for Alderman Lindbergh Gardner to approve Bill B25-20 for its first reading, bring it back by title only for its second reading. Do I have a second?
Second.
Knox. Any discussion?
Mayor, members of the board, this is another step that the board has to take at the end of every year. So as we go through the year, we'll have some different budget amendments and things that come through. So everything's kind of, piecemealed in. But then at the end of the year, the idea is to come back with one final amendment that, accurately reflects like what we truly did bring in for revenue and expenditures for the year. So that's what you have before you. It doesn't change anything. It's almost kind of more of an accounting tool of this is where we actually end up. So the back page there, you see the different funds and where we ended up or where we think we'll end up at the end of the year. Obviously, that's all audited when they come in the spring, but that's what you have before you. So more of kind of a, administrative step or requirement in the process.
Any discussion or questions? All right. Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, nay.
Okay, this will be the second reading of Bill Number B25-20. This is an ordinance amending the budget of the City of Grain Valley, Missouri for the fiscal year 2025.
I move that we accept the second reading of bill number B25-20 and approve it as an ordinance number 2481.
I have a motion from Alderman Lindbergh Gardner to approve Bill B25-20 for its second reading, making ordinance 2481. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All right, seeing none, this will be roll call.
Alderman Sol,
Yes.
Alderman Lindbergh Gardner,
Yes.
Alderman Myers,
Yes.
Alderman Knox.
Yes.
Okay, that's 4-0.
All right. That's it for ordinances then. Up next, City Attorney's Report.
I've recently been modifying some provisions related to buffer zones based on some of the discussions we've had here, buffer zones between incompatible zoning areas within the city. I'm hoping to have a draft of that to staff to review by the end of the year, and then we may be able to get it to planning and zoning first part of the first quarter of the year.
Next up then, City Administrator and Staff Reports.
We'll start, Mr. Martin.
Yeah, so I just wanted to give a update this evening on Front Street. I know we've had some weather delays recently, but with the weather this week, it does look like the contractor's going to be able to get down the asphalt. So by the end of the week, the hopes and goals will be to have the base layer of asphalt down so they got a good road to drive on throughout the winter time. And they also have been working on some concrete items, did driveways today, plan to do more driveways tomorrow, and we'll continue the concrete as well. But the main objective this week will be to be working towards getting that asphalt put in place. And so they will be working additional hours this week into the evenings, and just with the goal to get that asphalt down this week. So just wanted to give that update this evening. Thank you.
Okay, I just had two things. One, just wanted to thank all the staff that put in a lot of time to get ready for the tree lighting last week. I know the event itself is pretty short, but if you haven't had a chance to go to Armstrong and walk around and see some of the work that our staff has done there, especially the parks and then some help from Public Works, but basically have a full path now of lit displays and different activities. And if you know of any kids out there that need to get their list into Santa still, I think they have until, I think it's December 18th to drop those lists off at Armstrong Park. There's a little Santa mailbox there, so that way we can make sure and get them to the North Pole in time so we can get letters back out to them. The only other thing was just a reminder that we're not having the second meeting in December, so the meeting that would be on the 22nd, you guys canceled at the last Board of Aldermen meeting. And other than that, I guess it's the end of meetings for 2025 and look forward to 2026.
Next up, the Board of Aldermen reports and comments. Alderman Sol.
Just everybody have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and Happy Holidays and love your families.
Alderman Limber Gardner.
I'll echo what you have to say. Merry Christmas to everyone and enjoyed what we're doing so far.
Alderman Knox.
Ditto. See you all next year.
Yep.
Alderman Myers.
Let's just make it unanimous. I think we all are proud of the city and looking forward to what's coming next. And like Kyle said, enjoy your time with your family over the next few weeks.
All right. Next up is Mayor's report. I actually had holidays written down here, so I'll cross that out because everyone else said that. I did, and she left before I could say I had it down before Corey even spoke, but I do want to, I know they're watching the video because that's how they do their stories, but I want to thank Valley News for all the coverage that they've given us over the years. I don't know how we're going to replace that meeting coverage. I guess we'll have to share the videos for people to watch more or something, but I just wanted to thank them for their coverage that they've given the city over the years. So that is all I have. I do not believe we have a need for an executive session. So unless someone has something else, we'll adjourn.